Welcome to a deep dive all about unlocking hidden potential.
Sounds intriguing.
We're diving into Adam Grant's hidden potential, the science of achieving greater things.
Oh, I've heard great things about that book.
Even Serena Williams is a fan, calls it a game changer.
Wow, high praise indeed.
For anyone looking to, reach their full potential.
Yeah, makes you wonder what's the secret sauce.
Exactly. So we're tackling this age-old question. Is it all about raw talent? Or is there something more?
Nature versus nurture, the classic debate.
Right, and Grant dives right into this. Get this.
Yeah.
He suggests that progress might be less about burning the midnight oil
Okay.
and more about how we learn.
Okay, that's interesting. Flips the script on what a lot of us think.
So let's unpack Grant's argument. He starts by tackling what he calls the talent myth.
Okay, I'm listening.
This is the idea that we're all born with a fixed set of abilities and there's only so much we can do.
I can see how that could be limiting.
Grant argues that this obsession with talent, it can actually hold us back.
You mean it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy?
Exactly, and he has this powerful quote. We can all improve at improving, and when opportunity doesn't knock, there are ways to build a door.
So we have more control than we think.
And it's not just theory. He backs it up with stories.
Oh, like what?
From teachers pushing students to CEOs building innovative companies.
Real-world examples, I like that.
He even uses examples from astronauts.
Astronauts, that's out of this world.
It's not just about what you're born with, it's what you do with it.
There's a deeper message here, I think.
About the power of character.
Absolutely. Grant highlights a study of over 10,000 school children.
Wow, that's a lot of kids.
They found that the quality of teaching early on actually predicted the students' income as adults.
Really? So good teachers equal higher salaries later in life.
But here's the twist. It wasn't because of grades or test scores.
Oh, that is interesting.
It was because of the character skills they developed.
Like what kind of skills we're talking about?
Things like being proactive, taking initiative, asking questions.
Right, being engaged.
Social skills, how well they worked with others, built relationships.
Those soft skills everyone talks about.
Discipline, the ability to stay focused.
And good old-fashioned grit.
Determination to push through challenges, that's key.
Those sound like skills that could help anyone, regardless of what you do.
Exactly, and it really makes you rethink how we traditionally measure potential.
Yeah, we tend to focus on IQ and test scores.
But this research suggests character might be even more important for success.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
Definitely.
This makes me think about how many of us get stuck in the perfectionism trap.
Oh, I know that feeling.
We're so focused on getting everything perfect that we're afraid to even try.
And that stops us from developing those character muscles, right?
Exactly. Grant calls perfectionism a roadblock to growth.
Because we're so caught up in avoiding mistakes.
We miss out on those valuable learning opportunities.
He has a technique to combat this. It's called mental time travel.
Mental time travel sounds futuristic.
Imagine yourself 5 years in the future, looking back at what you're struggling with now.
Okay, I can do that.
How would you feel? Would you be dwelling on those small imperfections?
Probably not.
Or would you be proud of how far you've come?
That's a good point.
It helps you focus on the progress, not get hung up on the little things.
Powerful way to reframe things.
Speaking of challenges, Grant has this concept called deliberate play.
Deliberate play? How do you play deliberately?
It's about making even the toughest tasks more enjoyable and motivating.
Like finding the fun in the hard stuff.
Exactly. He uses the example of Steph Curry's training regime.
Oh, the basketball superstar.
His coach, Brandon Payne, incorporates fun, game-like elements into his workouts.
I'm curious. Give me an example.
Curry might have to make a three-pointer, then a two-pointer, then a layup, all within a minute.
Sounds intense.
And after each basket, he has to run back to half court.
So it's still hard work, but disguised as a game.
It makes it easier to push through the fatigue, keeps things fresh.
I like that. How can we apply deliberate play in our own lives?
Whether it's work, hobbies, even chores.
Could we make them more enjoyable, more engaging?
It's about tapping into that sense of playfulness, keeping ourselves motivated.
Interesting. So it's not all about grinding it out all the time.
And that ties into some counterintuitive advice from NVIDIA's CEO, Jensen Huang.
Oh, what did he say?
In his Stanford commencement speech, he told graduates, have low expectations.
Low expectations? That's surprising coming from someone so successful.
Right, you'd expect him to be all about ambitious goals.
So why lower expectations?
He explained that setting incredibly high expectations can backfire.
How so?
When things inevitably go wrong, and they often do, you're more likely to get discouraged.
And give up, I see.
He's advocating for resilience and adaptability, not fixating on a specific outcome.
So how does that tie into the book's message about ambitious goals?
It's about finding that sweet spot between striving for greatness and being realistic about the journey.
Lowering expectations doesn't mean aiming low.
It's about recognizing there will be obstacles and not letting them derail you.
I'm starting to rethink how I approach my own goals.
It's powerful stuff. Challenges are assumptions about success.
This deep dive is giving me a lot to think about already.
We've only just scratched the surface.
There's so much more to explore in hidden potential.
I'm excited to see what other insights Grant has in store for us.
But for now, I think we've given our listener plenty to chew on.
We've challenged the myth of talent, explored the power of character,
and even learned a trick or two for overcoming perfectionism.
We've laid the groundwork for a deeper understanding of what it takes to unlock hidden potential.
This is just the beginning of our journey.
On to part 2.
You know, one thing that really stuck with me from Hidden Potential?
Yeah?
How much Grant emphasizes questioning our assumptions.
Right, like it's so easy to get stuck in our ways of thinking.
But challenging those, ingrained beliefs can lead to breakthroughs.
You telling me.
He talks about this thing called motivated reasoning.
Motivated reasoning? What's that?
It means we tend to cling to our beliefs.
Even when?
Even when there's evidence that contradicts them.
Oh, I see. Like we're protecting our egos.
Trying to maintain that sense of consistency, how we view the world.
It's human nature, I guess.
But it can be a real barrier to growth, you know?
Makes sense.
Grant argues if we want to progress, we need to be willing to question those beliefs.
Even if it's uncomfortable.
Exactly. He calls it intellectual humility.
So, admitting we don't have all the answers?
And that we can learn from others.
Even those who disagree with us.
Especially in today's world with information overload.
Right. It's more important than ever to develop those critical thinking skills.
To be able to evaluate information objectively.
Absolutely. Sift through the noise and figure out what's actually true.
Not just what reinforces our biases.
We've all been there.
Grant also dives into mentorship and collaboration.
Oh yeah, working together.
Which goes hand in hand with that open-minded learning approach.
He totally debunks the myth of the lone genius.
Nobody's an island.
He emphasizes seeking guidance and support from others.
2 heads are better than 1.
He uses the example of string quartets to illustrate this.
String quartets. Curious how those connect to hidden potential.
Researchers compared solo violinists to those in quartets.
Okay.
And the quartet players improved more over time.
Because they were getting feedback from each other.
Exactly. Collaborating and receiving constructive criticism.
Help them refine their skills.
Reach a higher level of mastery.
So it's like having a built-in support system that pushes you.
Makes you think, are there areas where you could benefit from more collaboration?
You know, I'm realizing I tend to approach challenges on my own.
Maybe there are opportunities to seek out mentors, create a more collaborative environment.
It's not just about quantity, though, right? Grant highlights the importance of diversity.
In those collaborative settings.
Diversity of thought, backgrounds, perspectives.
Exactly. Those diverse viewpoints lead to richer discussions, more creative solutions.
He tells this amazing story about a chess team from the Bronx.
They beat some of the most elite private schools in the country.
Wow, how'd they do that?
Their secret weapon was diversity.
Interesting.
They brought a unique set of skills and approaches.
Which gave them a competitive edge.
It's a powerful example of how diversity isn't just about fairness.
It's about achieving something remarkable.
Grant also provides tips for fostering diversity and inclusion.
Like what?
Actively seeking out individuals with different backgrounds, perspectives, experiences.
Makes sense.
Recognizing the value that those differences bring.
And creating a safe environment where everyone feels comfortable sharing their ideas.
Even if they're controversial.
This connects back to questioning assumptions and intellectual humility.
It's all interconnected.
Embracing diversity, fostering collaboration, being open to different perspectives.
Key ingredients for unlocking hidden potential.
Individually and collectively.
This conversation about diversity and collaboration.
It reminds me of something Grant said earlier.
About?
Our potential not being fixed, but a constantly evolving process.
Influenced by the people we surround ourselves with.
And the experiences we share with them.
Our potential is amplified through those connections.
It's not just what we achieve on our own, but what we accomplish together.
And that brings us to another essential element. Purpose.
Grant argues having a strong sense of purpose
is key for motivation and fulfillment.
Gives us a reason to keep going, even when it's tough.
Fuels our resilience, helps us make choices aligned with our values.
He shares inspiring examples of individuals who found their purpose.
In unexpected places.
Like Maurice Ashley, the first black chess grandmaster.
His journey is incredible, faced so much adversity.
But he found his passion in chess.
Used it to break down barriers, inspire others.
So how do we find our own purpose?
Grant suggests introspection, reflecting on our values.
What truly matters to us?
Ask yourself, what issues do you care about deeply? What impact do you want to make?
He also encourages trying new things, exploring different interests.
Stepping outside your comfort zone, seeing what sparks your curiosity.
It's not always a straight line.
But that's part of the adventure.
And once we have a sense of purpose, connect with others who share our values.
Finding your tribe, having a supportive community makes all the difference.
It's important to remember that our sense of purpose can evolve.
As we grow and change,
It's a journey of continuous discovery.
the key is staying open to new experiences.
This is all so inspiring.
It really shows that we're all capable of so much more than we realize.
It's about tapping into that hidden potential.
And that's what makes Hidden Potential such a powerful book.
It's not just theories and stories,
It's a call to action.
an invitation to embark on our own journeys of growth and discovery.
And to use what we learn to make a positive impact.
Speaking of making a positive impact,
That brings us to another key takeaway from Hidden Potential.
so Grant's saying true success isn't just about us.
It's about helping others reach their goals too.
He emphasizes mentorship, sponsorship,
Creating opportunities for those who haven't had the same advantages.
using our positions of influence to lift others up,
It doesn't matter how big or small our influence is,
creating a more equitable playing field.
right? Leveling the playing field.
He shares inspiring stories about people who've done just that,
Like who?
like Melody Hobson.
The co-CEO of Ariel Investments.
She's dedicated her career to financial literacy.
And empowering underrepresented communities.
It shows we can all make a difference.
No matter our level of success.
Or the resources we have.
It's about making a choice.
So how do we incorporate giving back into our own lives?
In a meaningful way.
Yeah, like where do we start?
Grant says identify the causes we care about most deeply.
What resonates with us personally?
What issues keep you up at night?
Then think about how we can contribute.
Our time, skills, resources.
Maybe volunteering, mentoring, donating.
Find a charity that's doing work you believe in.
It's about aligning our actions with our values.
Making a tangible impact.
And it's not just what we give.
But how we give.
Right. Grant emphasizes humility.
A genuine desire to make a difference.
It's not about seeking recognition.
It's about leaving the world a little better than we found it.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Studies show giving back benefits us too.
Oh, yeah, it's not just altruistic.
People who are kind and generous.
They report more happiness, well-being.
Even a stronger sense of purpose.
It's like it's better to give than to receive.
There's truth to that.
Our well-being is connected to the well-being of others.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive.
We've covered so much ground.
From talent to character, purpose, giving back.
Adam Grant's Hidden Potential is packed with wisdom.
It can change how we see ourselves and the world.
Glad we could share these insights with you today.
Hope it sparks some new ideas for you.
To tap into your own hidden potential.
We've covered a lot, but here's the key takeaway.
Your potential isn't fixed.
It's constantly evolving.
You have the power to shape it.
Don't let limiting beliefs hold you back.
Embrace challenges as opportunities.
Seek out diverse perspectives, collaborate.
Find your purpose. Let it guide you.
True success is about the impact you make.
As we wrap up, here's a final thought.
If our potential is about character, learning, making a difference,
what steps can you take today to cultivate those qualities?
to unleash your hidden potential?
Reflect on that. Let it guide your actions.
Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.
And keep striving to achieve your greatest potential.
That's what it's all about.